How is it going today? Loyal
Loyalist.
is Kidnapping. Dwayne.
My name's Jazz.
We're the way to Jazz till we have 12 horror stories animated Compilation of June 2019.
From
Wansee. You know, we told you I was going to finish. Would you like some cookies?
Yes, I do.
That was a little meme we got. Anyway, if you guys have any requests, please follow us on social media in the link in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. My grandmother tried to kill me.
I forgot how many like scary my grandmother stories it was.
2007.
Yeah.
And my birthday was approaching. Most of my family had already told me the gifts I would receive.
Your grandma already
like
looked
a
dead.
new Wii along with video games for it.
On the side. Did you
My
see her?
grandmother didn't tell me anything.
Look,
Now,
look.
My grandmother had
Little
always been
shit.
a strange woman. She wasn't very talkative, but I liked to hear the stories she told. They were creepy, but intriguing. She told me she was going to give me a
Why do
book.
you always got to do her teeth like
She
that?
didn't show it to me, nor did she tell me what it was about.
Okay.
Once my birthday rolled around, I was opening gifts from my loved ones.
Aw.
When I got to my grandmother's present, I opened it up and I saw a book with a pentagram carved into its front cover.
A what?
Pentagram?
I picked it up and
Oh,
thought nothing
no.
of it.
She in a
Because
cult.
at the time, I didn't know what the shape was.
No.
Yeah, started David
As
upside
soon
down.
as I grabbed it, though, everything went pitch black.
Oh no.
When I woke up, my family was surrounding me, and my mom was scolding my grandmother about
Why would
giving
you
me
do
the book.
that?
He said you.
My grandmother looked at me, but her eyes were evil looking. That night, when
I'm about that
I
life.
sat in a pretty good
Susan?
dream. But suddenly, something woke me
Oh,
up.
look at her hands.
I looked around and saw nothing. Then, suddenly, I saw a shadowy figure in the doorway looking at me.
Oh my God.
This wasn't a case of sleep paralysis because I was able
You
to
could
move.
move.
But that
Oh
didn't
my
comfort
God.
me because that meant it was real life.
No.
The figure crept closer and closer to me. When I looked closer at the figure, I saw gray hair and crooked teeth.
She need to go.
That's when I knew
Oh,
it was my
no.
grandmother. I screamed and ran past her, but she grabbed me and tossed me back. I noticed she had something in her hand, but I couldn't tell what it was.
A knife
A
hammer?
knife. A
I
knife.
saw one of my
think it's a
toys
knife.
that I had gotten a few years ago, kicked it up, and threw it at her. She fell to the ground, and I ran past her, telling my parents.
Jesus.
My parents called the police
Thank
when they
you.
got there and arrested her.
Thank you.
The thing she had in her hand was a knife,
Mm.
and she was planning on killing me. To this day, I wonder, what would have happened if that toy wasn't lying there?
You would have died.
Yeah.
Or you would have had to, like, throw some punches.
Yeah, do something.
Do something.
Imagine your grandma tries to kill you.
Yes.
That's wild.
Creepy man tried to kidnap you in the bathroom.
This happened to me when I was a young girl, maybe 7 or 8.
Can y'all stop
It
getting
was a
this
Saturday
grown
afternoon.
man?
My mother
Let him
and I
go
were
his
at a mall
name.
shopping. We went from store
I'm
to
used
store.
to it now.
Mostly for me. I was a spoiled kid. We went into a coat store, and I was pretty bored, so I would constantly walk away from my mother to play and stuff, as I did in every other store.
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
My
don't
mother
do
would
that.
always call my name, and
Yeah.
I'd go running to her.
There you go.
This time, I was playing in a round coat rack. My mother called my name, and I ran out. I ran right into this older man.
Uh-oh.
Then he grabbed me. He grabbed me by my wrist.
What the
I
heck?
believe that
While I
people
was
try to
running.
kidnap people's children
I told
on a
him because
daily.
I have to get to my mom. He then told me he could take me to her, but I
No.
said no, and he let go. It was weird because I saw this man in almost every store he went
He
to,
was following you.
but he never had any bags. After that store, I had to use the bathroom really bad, so I went
no.
while my mother went to the food court.
No!
I
Wow.
sat down to use it for maybe a
Take
minute
your mom
when
with
someone
you.
else came in. The person walked right up to my stall. At this point, I was just looking at the person's shoes.
Oh.
They were men's shoes. I was confused of why a man would be in here.
So nobody else is in the bathroom?
Before I could look up, the man said, "Hey, Yaya, everything okay in there? I'll come in if you want me to."
Oh, no. No.
It was the man from the store.
And he's looking.
I
Looked him.
and I could see his eyes peeking through the crack of the door.
Oh, my God.
He then started shaking the stall. I began to scream. I've never been so afraid in my life. Then 2 women walked into the bathroom and the man took off.
There you go.
These women took me to my mother and
There
told
you
the
go.
police. They found him due
Thank
to the
you.
cameras. I don't know what his intentions were, but the police said he probably would have kidnapped me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who knows? From that time on, I would never leave my parents' side while in public.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I got lost in a mall once when I was little, and I got scared. And then my mom found me. I started crying and stuff. I never left her again. Well, I didn't leave her on intentionally. I just stopped like to look at something in a window, and I looked back and they was gone. I was lost. I was crying.
This happened.
I ain't gonna have with our kids.
January
No,
2019.
I'm gonna be looking.
Yeah.
My parents went out to a party. They told me they wouldn't be back until at least 3 a.m. in the morning because the party was supposed to start at 8 p.m. And the party was going to be in New Jersey. We live in Connecticut. So
Oh, that's kind of close,
to get
though.
there and back.
Oh, no,
Deep
never
New
mind.
Jersey.
They went almost to Maryland. Jesus.
Me to be responsible because I'm 15 years old.
He's 15.
Okay, you
When
are.
they left, we watched movies all night while
Yeah.
eating a bunch of popcorn. It was around 11:30, and we just finished watching Infinity War.
Hey,
I told
perfect.
my brother to brush his teeth and go to bed. I stayed up later than him
And
to
he
watch
listened?
the movie Logan.
Okay.
The movie
Usually little
ended, and
siblings
it
be
was
like,
around
No.
11 in the morning.
Wait.
I was getting ready for bed when my brother came down the stairs. I asked him what he was still doing up, and he said the boogeyman was in his closet and wanted to touch him.
Whoa.
What?
I
Whoa.
looked at him in
He
confusion.
Whoa.
wanted to touch
My
you?
brother isn't the type of kid to pull pranks or
Right.
joke around. He wanted me to check it out. I said fine and started saying he probably just heard a house noise. He said he heard a noise coming from his closet, and when he checked inside, the boogeyman was there and said he wanted to touch him.
Whoa.
We went inside his room. I
Right.
turned on the light and we went to the closet door. I opened it, and what I saw made me seriously angry. There was a tall, scruffy-looking man
What?
with long, black,
What?
greasy hair.
What?
He looked as if he was in his mid-40s and was
How'd he get in the
fairly
house?
I was pissed off when I saw this creep watching my 10-year-old brother sleep.
Oh, he a
And I
bald
figured out
one.
what my brother
He
meant
is.
when he said the boogeyman wanted to touch him.
He is.
I was so pissed off. I punched his throat,
There you go.
floor gasping for air.
Yes.
Hey!
At least 6 times.
What's good?
That's good. It's on site.
Trouble breathing. I grabbed my brother
Yes.
and ran into the bathroom.
That's a
locked
smart
the door
one.
and calling the cops. Then I called my parents.
Mm-hmm.
My parents freaked out.
Smart kid.
In about 10 minutes, the cops showed up and searched the bedroom.
Got his blood.
He wasn't in there.
How'd he
They
get out the
searched
house?
He wasn't anywhere to be found.
He got out through the window. How'd he
He
get
left.
in?
He left.
A
I don't know how he
description
got
of his
in.
appearance. And an officer even stayed at our house until
Good.
sunrise.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's nice.
A week later, I was informed that the same guy was caught and arrested for raping an 11-year-old boy and murdering his parents.
Ooh.
It turns out he'd raped multiple children before.
Oh
and
my
even
God.
murdered some of them and their parents.
Wow.
He was 47 years old and received a death sentence.
As
Wow.
you
If
should.
my brother never came downstairs to tell me what happened, then I fear the worst could have happened to
Oh
him.
my goodness gracious.
And I'm extremely thankful that didn't happen.
That you fought him. Thank you. Oh,
That's scary,
scary.
as hell.
I'm
not
glad
gonna
that he
lie.
fought back. He saw him and decked him.
He was like, you know, I saw him stomping him out. I was like, yes,
I
yes.
would do that.
I'll be
I
like,
would do that
kids,
for sure. Let
only-
somebody be in my house.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Especially
kids.
trying to get our children. I'm either I'm going to jail
Yeah.
or you are.
We got
One
that.
of us
We
going.
got that Glock.
So
You know, like kids, if anything happens, go to the safe, get the Glock.
no, you don't want to tell them where
I'm
it
like,
is.
listen, get the
No.
Glock. I'm gonna have the kids shooting in the rain. What? What's wrong for them to protect themselves? See, I am an theorist, Area 51. You never know what might happen. An alien apocalypse might come down
I'm
on
saying
us.
we can handle that.
I'm saying if we're not home, if we're taking a trip to New Jersey.
First of all, they're gonna come with us.
No, they not. I'm not taking the kids. I don't take no kids to New
Or they're
Jersey.
gonna stay with somebody else.
If they're
So-
16.
And then, okay, if they're 16, I think
Right.
we're
No,
talking
I'm
about,
talking.
like,
He was
little.
15 years old. He's gonna learn how.
Okay, I thought you were talking about little. I'm like, yeah, no, they're gonna come and stay with somebody if they're little.
No, if they're little, I don't
Right.
think they're gonna stay with somebody. I'm saying if he's like 16 or she's 16,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna teach her how to use that Glock.
Okay.
And then she go, bang bang, gang
Gang,
gang, right? Anyway, let's. The Maid horror story.
Oh, God.
No, I've heard so many bad things about
We
maids.
used to have a maid from Indonesia, and her name is Wati.
I'd rather clean the house myself.
Well, one night
I'll
it
get
was
the little.
probably
We got this
around
little
That's saving
robot.
money, too.
Pause. We got this little robot.
Yeah,
that
we was
bought.
watching it all night. Like
It's entertaining. I'm
we
not
got
gonna
it. Like we've never had like an automated like vacuum.
Right.
And so like when we used it, we were just in our bedroom, just like literally just watching at the edge of our bed, just like seeing where it's going, see if it's gonna bump into stuff. Like, ooh, it's gonna hit it. It's gonna hit it. Nope. And it like fix itself so they can go around
the
corners
with the
and
DVD
stuff.
corners. That's how it basically is.
Yeah, with the Sony corner, trying to see if it hits it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Like I feel like.
Would y'all like a 24-hour stream of
no
of the vacuum cleaner our phone? I guarantee you that joint would get millions of views.
It was just so interesting. I don't know why it was so captivating.
Because it was the future.
Okay.
Anyway, let's not on now. Let's go.
Everyone was sleeping. Suddenly, my brother and I heard my maid weeping.
Aww.
She was crying softly. We thought she probably missed her family in Indonesia. So we just ignored her and
let her
went back to
see
sleep.
them.
The next day, at the same time, around 2 a.m., she was weeping again. This went on and on for 3 months.
Wow.
And we told our parents about it,
she's
and everyone
very
had the
sad.
same thought. She probably missed her family back home.
Mm-hmm.
One night at 9 p.m., my brothers and I were chilling in the living room. My maid was in the kitchen washing dishes. My dad was fixing the kitchen light, and suddenly my dad saw a shadow running around in the storage room. My dad thought it was one of us playing around, so my dad called out to my brother,
like, whatever.
"Can you please get the light bulb from the drawer?" But no one answered. Then my dad shouted, "Hey, can someone help me out and get the light bulb for me?" Both of us ran towards my dad from the living room, which is on the opposite side of the storage room. Dad then got confused and asked us why we came from the living room.
So that's where we were?
We got goosebumps and walked into the storage room. We switched the lights on and saw that there was no one there. However, we saw the maid shaking. She looked at us, then started weeping again. My dad asked, "Who was that?
What
and
is
why
going
are you
on?
weeping?" My maid then explained that it was her guardian from Indonesia. My dad asked her to call him out, and he was going to call the police. But my maid stated that it was not a human, but a spirit that was summoned to protect her.
Yeah, no.
After that, my dad brought us to a house for the night, and
He
hired
said,
a
"We ain't staying
spiritual
at home."
hunter to chase the spirit away.
Did an exorcism?
Following that incident, we no longer heard the maid weeping, and she was sent back to Indonesia 3 days after the incident.
Yeah, no, you just clean the house by yourself. Get
When
the
I
kids
was
to do
around
it.
5 or 6 years old, I experienced something that I can't really explain. I just came home from school one day and I decided I would play with my toy cars. When I opened the door to my room, I saw that all my cars were disorganized.
He's like, I didn't do that.
freaked out. I have OCD, and so that's why I freaked out.
He's like, I would never.
I then accused my mom of messing with my toys, but she swore she never touched them.
He said, you went in my room, Mom.
I let it go.
Don't ever go in my room.
I was asleep, and my dad
First of all, this is my house.
He saw a kid go into the bathroom, and he thought it was me. He yelled, "Go back to bed." My mom thought he was crazy, especially since I was fully asleep. When my parents went to my room to check on me, I was knocked out on my bed. My dad went to sleep, and my mom did too. The next day, however, my mom had a creepy experience.
Okay.
She was walking down the hall with my laundry, and she was knocked over by someone. The crazy part is, I was in school, and my dad was at work.
Oh, so who was there?
She was supposed to be alone in the house. She picked up the laundry that fell and placed them on my bed. After she left my room, however, she saw a picture lying on the floor. She picked it up and then fainted. I came home and saw her passed out on the floor.
What is it?
I got scared because I thought my mom was dead. She woke up only to start crying. She told me that she saw my baby cousin. I said, "So what?"
Okay.
But then she said, "Son, your cousin is dead. Turns out he was killed in an accident before I was born."
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nothing else has happened since that day.
Oh, he just wants to
But
play.
I'm convinced that those experiences won't be the last.
He's just going around the house playing. He wanted to play with the toys. He's not over there killing people.
This happened when I was much younger. My brother was on the soccer team.
Just a play?
Yeah. Is a kid? Would you rather a kid ghost
I'd rather
that
no
wants
ghost.
to play,
I'd rather no
or
ghost.
a grown one that wants to kill you?
I'd rather no ghost at all.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying if you had a ghost, that's what I'm saying.
No,
they had a ghost.
Get an exorcist.
So I'd rather have a little kid there, just
get an exorcist and exorcise that ghost.
Let's call him Sean. My family went to his soccer match, which was at a local park. Mm-hmm. This park included a huge soccer field and a playground area.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
I was getting bored of watching the game and went over to the playground where I spotted this kid who had a Spider-Man web shooter on his wrist.
Ooh, cool.
Being a big fan of Spider-Man, I walked up to him. I asked him if it was the silly string shooting toy, and he nodded. Then he said, I have another one in my family's car. I'll show you. So he led me over to his van that was parked in the parking lot nearby.
What if he's not a kid?
He began to crawl in. His father was in the front seat. He gave me a weird, creepy grin, but I still started to climb into the van.
No!
Out of nowhere, I heard my father shouting my name.
Yeah.
I was pushed out by the kid, and he slammed the van door shut.
Oh.
The van sped off, and my dad ran towards me and hugged me.
That wasn't a kid.
After that, my family and my brother left the game. Mm-mm. If my father didn't notice I had left the playground,
that was
or
not a
was
kid.
a minute late, I don't know where I'd be right now.
That was a full-grown adult pretending to be a kid.
That was
I just want to tell any parent who is either reading or listening to this, please, drill, don't follow strangers into your kid's head.
Yeah.
My scary apartment.
When I was 4 years old, my family and I used to live in a huge apartment. Along with the apartment complex was a huge basement where we could do our laundry. However, in order to get there, we had to take the elevator.
Oh, that sucks.
One day, my mom was doing the laundry. My brothers and I accompanied her. Mm-hmm. My two brothers were playing together. Meanwhile, I was wandering off to the dark basement's hallway.
Why?
As I walked in further, I saw bloody footprints that were the same size as my feet.
Turn around.
I followed the footsteps, and they suddenly stopped at the end of the hallway. I looked up and I saw two kids. A boy with brown hair and brown eyes, and a girl with blonde hair and brown eyes. They were both my age.
Oh my God.
There was something odd about them, but like any other 5-year-old, I just ignored it. I turned my head around to see if there was anyone else in the hallway, but there wasn't. As I turned my head around to look at the kids again, they vanished.
So there
I was confused.
There goes.
How could that be possible? There was only a wall in front of me. A few days later, I was getting into the elevator. As soon as I entered, I saw the kids again. I asked them where their mom and dad were, but they didn't respond. I turned around and I pressed the button to go to the third floor.
And then they were gone again.
And as I turned back to them, again, they were gone.
Yeah,
I was shocked. So I told the janitor about what happened. Apparently, there was a horrible situation some time ago. A family used to live here, and the parents killed their own children.
Oh my God.
Now their ghosts haunt the whole complex in search for their bodies. Several years have passed, and we moved out. But I still wonder if they ever ended up finding their bodies.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think that the bodies will still be there in the apartment building. Then they would have moved them.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That's bad.
That is bad.
See, this just reinforces my thought of just not looking at my children. Like, I'm going to be watching them wherever they go. If they're at a park or whatever, I'm going to have to be in vision of you wherever I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them running off and going anywhere. Because you can tell them. You can tell kids, oh, don't go to strangers and stuff like that. And they may listen and they may not listen. Because they're little. So, like, they're going to be like, okay. Like, if you say, like, oh, I got a toy. Ooh, coming. Like, they're just going to go.
Comment below. Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe.
share, do